Hey everybody, it's Brock and we got a brand new episode of All About today. Hope you're all doing good out there. It's the weekend and I'm so ready for it. Today we got a very cool fish. It's one that's been asked for a lot. It is a breed of Anthias. This is the one is a Threadfin Anthias, or as other people like to call them, the Huchtii Anthias or RedCheek Anthias. Prices on them will definitely vary. I looked around online just to see what other people were selling them for. Normally, our range would be about $30 to get one, but I saw other sites selling them for 60 each, which can be a very lot of money once you try to get a group of them. So definitely look around and see where the best price is. Tank size with these Anthias, they do a lot better in a bigger tank. So we recommend getting something like a 120. It gives them plenty of room to swim around because they're such active swimmers, and they just tend to live a lot longer whenever they're in a big tank like that. Care level is definitely moderate. There are some very specific things on taking care of Anthias that we'll get into. Temper, they can be semi-aggressive, but not really towards other fish. It's really towards their own kind. You'll see them chase each other all the time in their own little group, but actually chasing your other fish, you won't see it that much. Reef compatibility, definitely yes. I would recommend putting them in a reef tank. They tend to do a lot better. They are from Indonesia, so they do find them in the coral reefs. So giving them a place that they're used to, it'll definitely help the longevity of this fish. Temperature, you want to keep it 72 to 78, pKh 8 to 12, pH 8.1 to 8.4, and your salinity 1.020 to 1.025. All that's basic there to take care of them. Max size, they can get about 5 inches, which is a pretty good size fish, especially if you have a group of 3 of them in there. You got 3 full-grown Anthias swimming around your tank. You got some big fish in there. Colors on them. So the males will always be a lot brighter, a lot prettier colored. So if you're trying to figure out which one's a male, which one's a female, you'll definitely see more of a coloration on the males. Now they are like a light yellow, and they have a very dominant red line going down their eye with some really pretty blue accents on them. And normally on the males, you'll start to see that blue accent be a lot more dominant. Diet, they are a carnivore. This is one of the hardest things about Anthias. Whenever people say they just disappear, they're not living long enough, it's mainly because of their diet, because they like to eat small amounts multiple times throughout the day. Some of the best Anthia tanks I've seen are getting fed 3 times throughout the day, which can be very hard for some people that are working all day. So other ways around it is getting things like an automatic fish feeder to dump some food in the tank once a day. Now, whenever you do that, it'll also give you a chance to feed them whenever you get back home. So normally at least 2 times a day they feed these Anthias, but a lot of times in tanks that are fed 3 times a day, they do really well. Now, another trick to do is trying to raise pods in the tank. Pods are a really good food source for them to run around and chase those throughout the day while you're not home, so they can eat those. And then whenever you're back, you can dump some food in there for them to eat. They love mysis and brine shrimp mostly. Those live frozen foods are their favorite. You can eventually get them to eat flake and pellet, but it normally takes a little bit. You definitely want to have some of those good frozen cubes for them ready. Origin, they do come from Indonesia. They are always found in the reefs over there. Compatibility, just ask. Normally you can put them with any kind of fish, but putting them in a group tends to be best. 3 Anthias is normally what we always try to recommend. They do good with just one male with a bunch of females, because with multiple males in a group, they will eventually fight each other to try to be the leader of the group. So you definitely want to avoid that. Now, they are hermaphrodites, so if the male was to die, the largest female will actually morph into the male. So if you're not sure, oh, is this one a male or female, if you get a group of them and put them in your tank, that strongest male will actually form into a male and be the leader of the group, which is really cool. I've noticed Anthias do tend to do better in a darker tank. Normally, if you have a really bright tank for your reef to keep them alive and happy, keep all your corals good, it's also good to have a really dense rock work so that they can be swimming through the caves and having plenty of places to hide. Because at night, you'll notice they can get up in these little crevices to feel safe. So you definitely want a lot of spaces for them to run around in and feel comfortable. But other than that, I think that pretty much hits on everything for these threadfin Anthias. The main thing is their diet. That's the hardest thing about them, is feeding them so many times throughout the day at just a little amount. So definitely Be feeding them some good frozen food whenever you're at the house. Get you an automatic feeder to feed them when you're not there. And if you have the ability to raise pods in your tank, I would definitely do it because it's a great source of food for them to eat while you're not there. But other than that, they're a great fish to have. They're not aggressive. They can be a little picky towards their own kind, but they just do it for fun. Other than that, hope y'all have a great day. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Please leave some comments down below. I love talking to y'all. And then also check out my other videos. I will see y'all later.